Alright, it's Sunday at the tiny house, Sunday afternoon. Getting ready to head for home, but before I did, I wanted to sit down and talk about a little update video that I want to share with everybody. So if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't had a chance to go back and watch other videos and see how this has all come to fruition to get to the place I'm in right now, I just want to update all the changes I made, how the tiny house looks overall, walk around and take a look at the details of some of the things I've done to the tiny house, the finished windows, the finished flooring, the finished cabinets, and kind of just talk about some of the cabinets. I didn't really shoot videos of the cabinets when I put in because there's just not enough space and it was really hard to muscle around. So maybe take a look inside some of the cabinets, how I got them to fit around like the fenders, and how the cabinets under the sink are covering my water and my water pump, and how I can still access all of that stuff even though I put cabinets in front of them. We'll talk about some of the little details that I've wrapped up on the tiny house. I'm just kind of excited to give everybody a little update on where the tiny house is at. So that said, we haven't done much on the outside, so the concentration is going to be on the inside. And I want to share my little oasis with anybody that wants to watch. So I hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. All right, tiny house update video. Let's go in and take a look around. So as we enter the tiny house, we can still see the gigantic window, which is still a really awesome thing. So much light, and then in the morning from the lofts you can look out and see the woods. So we're still hanging all of our stuff right there. That's something that we haven't changed. It still works really well. Every single weekend I come up, everything just starts right there. Stairs at this point are still not carpeted, but they will be. That's still coming. Haven't really settled on a color for it as of yet. Here we go. Let's take a look at the kitchen. So what we have right up there is the pan, the cast iron pan rack. It still works really good for us. Still does everything I want it to do. There's the pans. I got another pan video coming up here because I want to talk about the recovered pans and how they're performing. So right down below that, we still have the spice rack and the little stove cabinet. And then right below that is the stove where we lowered it, the Camp Chef oven. So let's take a look down inside of this cabinet. So what we did here was we had to notch out the back of the cabinet. As you can see, there's a propane tank under there which feeds the Camp Chef stove. Use it for general storage. And if you look real close right there, you can see the fender. So the cabinet is literally notched around the fender, which is pretty cool. This drawer above has kind of become the catch-all right now while we're still in construction. And then we have the cabinet underneath the stove. General storage, just useful space. Can never have enough of it. As we come over here, we have another cabinet that we're using for general tool storage. Really like this area. And that's supporting our refrigerator. And then above the refrigerator, we have another cabinet that we are not even currently using. It's just too much. Don't have enough stuff to fill the spaces as of yet. There's our closer look at our rack for hanging bows and arrows. It's pretty neat. That window right up there still has to be trimmed, which that's on the docket for next weekend. And then our DIY Edison lamp is still up there. Let's go up and get a little closer up of it. I've always wondered, that lamp is really cool. You can see the little details in it. So up at the top you see the little saw blade that holds the cast iron rack, and then we have the little wires coming out to support the lights. It really makes for a really cool setup. This side over here we have another bow rack. And if you look right up in here, this is the guest loft. 2 windows to trim still up there. Cozy space though. And then if we take a look over at the other loft, it's a little messy up there right now, so the afternoon nap time. We got some storage shelving along the side here. Another TV upstairs. 2 windows, again, both still have to be trimmed. And then a down look at the whole of the kitchen, the cooking center. So let's jump down and take a walk through. Well, here's the view from the lofts as you look out the window. It's a pretty nice little view. You can see the solar panels right outside the window. They're all cleaned off and collecting energy. And then as we come down, we'll spin right into place and we can get a look at, here's the power center for the tiny house. Spare heater just in case one goes out. The inverter, which is probably nearly impossible to see. The battery bank, which is holding about 50% right now, so it's recharging. The vacuum cleaner, which is a must. Then if you look back behind all that stuff, you can see the water tank. And we close this up. And then let's take a look over here at the sink and stove area, or the sinking water heater area. So in here is still the water heater, still working good. Utensils hanging around. The new doors on the old cabinets kind of gives it a nice cleaner look, cleaner finish. A little window for extra light. And we have the little pantry door, which is pretty nice. So these cabinets down here are hiding the mechanical central area. So all my mechanicals to run the tiny house are in this area. Water heater right here, and then down underneath you'll see the plumbing. So these cabinets I cut off. So I cut all these back shallow so they wouldn't interfere with the pipes. Still got the water pump. Not using it this time of the year because of the temperature. The water tank is underneath. And then all of the hookups are in there. So this basic 6 feet of the tiny house, that's right here. You have all the water, all the electricity, everything that needs to happen is isolated to this one space. So we can just walk around and just take a quick peek at all these little cool features. Under here we have all the cabinets all the way along the tiny house. So it's an interesting look at it, but you can see there's just cabinets the whole distance. Then we'll walk right over into the living room and take a look at my comfortable little space. So those are our curtains, camouflage of course. That's our futon. The DSLR is kind of sitting down on the couch and just kind of planning on getting ready to head out. So we'll just tuck that away for a minute. So up here is all the camera equipment. Got the drone and the GoPro, the DSLR, and then cool little feature. I took some antler drops and turned them into tiebacks for the curtain. So you can see we just bring them back and pull the curtain right over the top of it. So our little drawbacks are, our little tiebacks are off the curtain. So our light, comfy chair, a nice little view. All the windows are trimmed. All the windows have a sill built on them. You can maybe see a little better here. All the windows have this little sill. And they're all trimmed with just standard 1x. I think that's about all of the space in the tiny house. So that was a nice little tour, getting a chance to see a few of the items that are still to do on the to-do list, and kind of get a better picture of the overall of the tiny. So I hope you enjoy the video. Hope it wasn't too shaky. I used the GoPro so I could get a little better resolution. But hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.